Another episode of the Insert Name Here Vodcast show where we talk about geek culture, news, and lifestyle. I guess we're back here again.
We're back in Classic Comics.
Classic Comics.
With our good friend Jared.
Yeah. So this episode we are, well, firstly I'll talk about the casting of Nightwing in the Arrow TV series.
Big news.
It is. And not to get it mixed up with Steve McQueen, the director, or Steve McQueen, the
Magnificent Seven actor.
There you go. So this is Steve R McQueen who's been casted for Nightwing, and I believe you mentioned before that there was a picture of him working out in the gym.
Yeah. He tweeted back in November of him like in the gym. I think it was on leg day.
Right.
Like very
you know to that
Robins
much
don't
detail,
skip leg day. Robins don't skip leg day. It's very important in the Batman training regime.
Cool.
But yeah, he was wearing a Nightwing shirt back then, so he
Very
obviously
cool.
knew for a while that this was coming.
And we've only just found out the news quite recently here. So I don't know if a lot of you guys out there do watch the Arrow TV series. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. I actually stopped after the mid-season break. They've got a lot of bunch of characters coming in, like the Flash, Huntress,
Suicide Squad.
So yeah, I mean, who was it? What's his name? Guy with the mask.
Deadshot.
Deathstroke, right? Yeah. So look, I've heard it's gone really good. It's in season 2 at the moment, but not for me.
I might watch it now that Nightwing's going to be in it. I don't know what business he has being in the show, but you know, if we get more Nightwing on TV,
well, they've got a lot of bad characters in there, right? Huntress, Nightwing.
Well, Green Arrow was always a Batman rip-off anyway, so isn't it only fair that they rip off Batman
I guess
for the
that's
TV
true.
show?
Cool.
Well, you know, I didn't just want to talk about the TV show. The reason we're back in Classic Comics is because I wanted to talk about the new DC event, Forever Evil, featuring Dick Grayson, featuring Nightwing quite prominently. So, Jared, what are your thoughts about Forever Evil? The most recent issue obviously focuses quite heavily on
Before we
Nightwing.
get into that, I just want to ask both of you guys, being that Forever Evil, that's the current biggest storyline saga that's going into DC Universe.
Right.
Does that sound about
Right, yep.
It is. Okay, cool. No, I just wanted to make sure that that is the...
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
cool.
a big company-wide crossover.
Okay.
Yeah, encompassing the whole universe of DC. It's basically the Justice League are dead for all intents and purposes.
Mm-hmm.
They've been so-called killed by a villain group called the Crime Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
And this latest issue that you're talking about, Ken, it suggests, the solicitation suggests that we see the final fate of Dick Grayson.
Well, yeah, and I think if we just go back a little bit before that, the first issue of Forever Evil begins with the reveal to the... In the storyline, the villains actually reveal Nightwing as being Dick Grayson. So, I mean, that in itself, I think, is pretty big news.
Yeah.
And now, fast forward to issue 6 of 7, and we're going to find out the final fate of Nightwing. Now, do any of us really believe that he's going to die this issue?
Well,
No.
I'm going to say no, but firstly, let me just sort of take a step back there and say, is this a gimmick like, you know, the reveal of Peter Parker being Spider-Man when that happened, you know, the whole after the Civil War? And
Well,
all that, you know
I
what
think
mean?
it might be, but I don't see a lot of press being made about this. You know,
that makes me think that there's something coming down the pipeline that the ramifications of the reveal of Dick Grayson. So,
and obviously
whether that's a thing that is going to play into the relationship between Lex Luthor and Batman, make Lex Luthor a bit more of a prominent Batman villain, I don't know. But the fact that it's not getting media coverage, I think it suggests that
that leads me to believe that Nightwing's not going to die. And in fact, death in comic books, I think we discussed before, is quite a common little plot point,
absolutely
gimmick.
It's
to
Damien's coming
increase
back.
sales. I think that's what they call it in the industry, a gimmick. So none of us really believe that Nightwing's going to die.
Look,
Dick
I
Grayson's
think,
going to die.
for me personally, I think if he does, it's not going to be like a year or 2 years before he comes back. I think it'll be a shorter time span for him to come back. I mean, Nightwing, Dick Grayson's been around for ages, right? And he's a well-known, prominent character in the DC universe. They can't get rid of him. There's no way. I mean, someone like Damian Wayne, I can understand because he was created and then they had planned it all to begin with. That's cool. I understand. They've done it with Jason Todd going away, all that sort of stuff. But Nightwing being the Robin that we grew up to love, right?
Well,
there's no way they're not gonna get rid of him.
And I think it's important to note that this isn't the first time they've teased killing a Robin. This isn't even the first time they've talked about killing Dick Grayson. Wasn't there an event a while back where Dan DiDio famously said that he planned to kill Dick Grayson?
Yeah, I think the last time Dick Grayson
out.
was supposed to die was Infinite Crisis.
So can we say that this guy's untouchable?
Then it was
he can never die.
reworked to be Superboy. But even before then, back in the 80s, there
Mm.
was that ring in the 1900 or 1800 number about you could vote with as to whether Robin
The
lived
fate
or
of
died.
Robin.
Right, yeah.
So these are big gimmicks, and I can understand that they want to get as much publicity as they can. But there is still one more issue left to go of the book.
One to go.
So there's still quite a bit that can happen. Do we think that Dick Grayson's going to play a big role in the final issue? What do we think is going to happen to him?
I like to think with Lex Luthor and Batman in the room with him, they're two of DC's greatest strategists. I think if somebody's going to find a
They're
solution,
playing something.
it'll be one of them.
Can you imagine
Look,
a world without Dick? Do you like Dick?
You can't put it to me like that. Come on. But look, I don't think he's gonna die, and if he does, like I said, it ain't gonna last long. And Jared's absolutely right. Having Lex Luthor he's in there. He's gonna sort something out. He's gonna work something out for sure.
You think Lex Luthor's going to be the guy to sort this out? You
I
don't
think
Batman's
so. Look,
gonna...
I'm sorry. I know Batman is close to your heart, but I like well, Lex Luthor to me isn't a villain because he's just doing things for the greater good, right? So it's like Magneto, you know what I mean? He just wants to do the right thing for his people.
Is that,
You know,
is that
sometimes
accurate? Is that an
sometimes
accurate
you gotta
summary
crack
of
a few
Magneto?
eggs to make an omelet, right?
Didn't they say Magneto was and Professor Xavier? They were like Malcolm X and
Well, this is getting very political. I don't know where this is going. I just want to know. I just want to talk about Dick. Right?
Let me ask you, what do you think overall? I mean, this one's close to your heart because you're a Bat fan, right?
Yeah.
Bat character fan. So
Well, it's no secret that I love Dick, and I really can't get enough of Dick. So I'd be really disappointed if we didn't see any more of Dick. You know, I think you can't keep a good Dick down, and you can beat him down all you want, but eventually he gets back up.
it's true.
So I actually thought that maybe Dick Grayson may take another identity. I think Nightwing. I think you can kill Nightwing. You can't kill Dick Grayson. I think you can kill Nightwing, or you could easily replace the role of Nightwing with another character.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's what you were sort of mentioning before.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he came back
If anything, I would want to see him return as Robin.
with the little underwear.
It
green
doesn't
underwear.
really matter whether he's
You
got
keep
short
talking
pants or
about
long pants
those
on.
short shorts.
But while the void of Robin is not currently being filled, I'd like Dick Grayson to step back into that and the world to have Bruce and Dick back as Batman and Robin again. That'd be cool.
Well, you don't think it'll be a little bit weird though, because you know
I think so.
the Batman and Robin dynamic, the dynamics between the two is like the younger kid versus the older. You know, Dick Grayson's quite grown up now. It's you don't think it's going to be a bit bizarre?
I still think it'll work. I think the character dynamics are there, and that's
Well, it'd be
what's
something
important.
new, wouldn't it? I mean, whereas Batman always had the younger, someone to work with. Now he's working with someone who's more experienced and more competent.
It's
So-
just what I'd like to see. I'm not saying that that's going to happen.
It would
More
be cool.
likely
Look,
he's going
I'll
to team
say-
up with someone else later on down the line.
I'll say it'll be pretty cool if that happened.
Well,
I
we're
don't-
still speculating here, but
Yeah.
are there not going to be another Nightwing book later on?
Yeah. Hold your horses until you see the June solicits, because there's a book coming. I hear. My little
Wow, you heard
sources tell
inside
me.
sources from behind
Yeah.
the counter, guys.
Yeah. And
Cool.
there's a book coming with an N in the title.
The N word.
An N word.
Wow.
Not the
Not the
N word.
Keep your eyes out for that.
An N word.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching our show. What do you guys think? Please comment on the bottom of the blog.
Do you guys love Dick as much as we do?
I'm sure you guys do. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you next episode.